Alright my friends, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew and today I want to do the review for the 39-inch LG Ultrawide monitor, the OLED. It's 240 Hertz. So if you guys like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Now I picked this up yesterday. I've been basically playing with it ever since I got it yesterday. I've been playing with it all day today. I didn't have any internet service most of the day today, so I literally sat there and put a bunch of hours into Assassin's Creed Odyssey again. Like I've started the whole game over. I'm just playing it, seeing like some of these games on this ultra-wide monitor, guys. I'm not even gonna lie to you, this is absolutely incredible. But one thing I want to touch on first before we get too deep into this is the fact that when you think about this monitor, okay, I'm going from a 4K LG C2 down to a essentially 1440p monitor. Now I've gotten a lot of feedback in some of the other videos that I've put out. It seems to be a lot of people are really concerned about like the PPI and everything about that. So let's just touch on that for a minute. Like I'm not going to get into like the whole specs of like PPI, how much PPI it has, but let's just take this for instance. I've been on the LG C2. I have a 4080 Super, I have a 7900 XT. I will be doing some testing with the 4080 Super a little bit later, but most of this testing has been on the 7900 XT, so I've been running that card, and I've been running that card at 4K on the LG C2, and now I'm running it on the monitor, and I would say my focal distance is about the same where I've been sitting, and the overall thing that I will tell you guys right now, if you're looking for a crisp, clean image, this is not gonna do like what you're thinking it's gonna do. Like this is essentially a 1440p monitor. Like it literally is like image quality, you know, in terms of like sharpness and clarity and all of that stuff. It's pretty close and pretty similar to my regular standard 1440p monitor, my 32-inch 1440p monitor. My 27-inch monitor does look significantly sharper because it is a smaller screen and it does have a higher PPI, but this monitor is almost identical to the image quality that I'm getting out of my 34-inch monitor or 32-inch monitor. It's almost like for like in terms of clarity and everything, like sharpness, all of that, and so like I'm pretty happy with that overall. But I will tell you that the LG C2 is definitely sharper. The LG C2 looks cleaner, all of that. Whereas obviously, you know, when it comes to like HDR reproduction, you know, obviously having an OLED monitor is definitely going to give you deeper blacks, better overall contrast ratio than what you can get out of an IPS display, but it does have that matte finish, and some people that's gonna bug me. That doesn't bug me at all. Before I started going like OLED and all of that, all the TVs that I was buying prior to that were VA panels, because I was buying the Vizio TVs, and all of those come with a VA panel. So I would say in terms of like overall image quality and like getting rid of the glare and all of that, I absolutely love that matte finish. And to tell you the truth, like I've been wishing that my LG C2 had that matte finish. Gosh dang it, every time I say the name it decides to wake up. But I've always wished that had the same you know, kind of not necessarily matte finish, but I like that VA panel. So if VA panels don't really bug you and you can deal with the whole matte thing, I don't necessarily see that being a problem for you, but it does kind of take away, it doesn't, like I said before in the beginning of this review, I have a 32-inch LG IPS 1440p display. Like it's IPS, so it has the you know, like the glossier, you know, oh actually that doesn't have a glossy film either, but it is IPS. Actually that looks about the same. It's not like super glossy or anything. So, but obviously, you know, with the TV, it is glossy. I don't really spend a whole. Cause this is one of those things that's literally a non-issue for me. Like, I don't care. Like, to me, it's perfectly fine. I get good, clean image quality in the games that I like to play. I actually like that. Softer, more 1440p look than I do the 4K look. And well, I mean, it totally depends on the game too. Like, it totally depends on the game. Some games I like really sharp, really crisp, but for the most part, most of the open world vegetated games that I play that have lots of vegetation and naturey looking environments and stuff, they run just fine on that 1440p experience for me, and I absolutely freaking love it. The some of the other stuff about this TV, you know, like when you're sitting here and you're thinking about, you know, is this, you know, worth the extra money? Because this monitor is pretty big, man. This monitor is absolutely pretty massive, and I'm gonna get you a video. I'm gonna get you a video of that in just 1 second. But like this monitor is pretty massive when you compare it to like the likes of like this LG C2 that I have here. It's about the same. It's about the same size. Like, here's the LG C2, and then when you look at just how much bigger that monitor is, you can basically see both of them, and they are about the same width. But obviously, you know, like the monitor is definitely a lot more, a lot skinnier. Now, one of the things that I really wanted to kind of show you, let me just move this camera over here a little bit. So with this monitor, I've actually been sitting about 4 feet away from it, whereas normal, I would normally be like a couple feet away, you know, sitting there just watching that head on or whatever. But with this monitor, the clarity of this thing, sorry guys, I've got you guys just looking at my my YouTube freaking page or whatever. But like, when you look at like the quality and the clarity of what, you know, you look at these two different types of, you know, like you can get like some really the LG, the TV is obviously whatchamacallit. So yeah, you can see that like the overall color of both of these, very nice, very bright, very vibrant. Overall looking image quality, very nice. Now, I really do love the way this thing sits. As you can see, I've kind of got it to where now my studio kind of looks more like a cubicle type deal. Like, I really like it. I do kind of like how that monitor kind of hangs off a bit. I don't know if this is final placement, but it is pretty close. Like, I've been sitting here for the last, you know, probably 5 hours today just playing some Assassin's Creed Valhalla or Odyssey. Just been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey for the last 5 hours today, sitting here having a pretty decent experience with that for the most part. Having like the whole screen just full and having like this bigger view when you're up there and you do like when you synchronize, you know, like one of the towers or something, and then just to watch that kind of just, you know, move around the whole map and stuff just looks absolutely incredible. Or when you're like, I was, you know, just before I decided to, you know, stop and do this video, I'm coming up over the hill, and then right when you get to the top and you look out, you can just see Athens, and you can see like the Parthenon just sitting up there on top of that rock formation, and just a whole valley underneath it, and it just fills the whole screen, and it just looks so massive and such a, like, this is cool, man. Like, I never in a million years thought that I was gonna get a monitor like this and actually like it as much as I do now. There was a time when I was like, yeah, man, I want one of them Samsung curved TVs and stuff, and I just never bought one. I ended up buying the Vizio or whatever. And like, now that I've got this sitting here, and it's the Ultrawide, the 21.9 3440 by 1440p pixels, you know, guys, after listening to the way everybody talks, you would think that this thing is going to just be like this ugly, blurry, pixelated experience. And I'm telling you guys, even like right up close to it, if you run your game at, it's like 3840 by 1620p or something like that, which is essentially 4K to that pixel ratio. And you look at that, like, it still looks sharp, it still looks crisp, but the overall, you know, 1440p image quality on the screen actually looks great. Having that 240 hertz refresh rate, you know, a lot of people are like, are you even going to use that? There's somebody in the comment section asking if you're actually going to use that. Well, if you're playing like racing games or shooters, you got to understand this is essentially 1440p. It's about 70% of 1440p pixel. Like it's like 70% of that. So yeah, obviously it takes a little bit more to run that 1440p experience, but at the same time, I would say you kind of get like it's kind of like an in between. Like, say if you're at 4K, like a full fat 4K, and you're getting like 65 frames or a second or so, or close to a 60 FPS experience. On this monitor, you're probably going to get like 65, 70. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to get a little bit of fluctuation. You'll get a few more extra pixel or a few more extra frames because you're not pushing as many pixels. And it's weird how that works out. But also, if you do happen to play a game or you lock your screen ratio to 16.9 on this, and this is another major selling point for this monitor and something that I absolutely love about it, because I have a 32-inch monitor and I like gaming on that. Like, that's like a perfect size for me to game on. So if you use 16.9, it essentially makes this 39-inch monitor the exact same size as that monitor, and we're talking up and down and left and right, and then it's got like kind of a curve to it, so it actually kind of looks cool. The OLED black pixel, you know, makes it so like that's all you can see. It doesn't look weird, it doesn't look funny at all, it just looks good, it looks nice. The color reproduction on this is so incredible, and pairing this with my 7900 XT gives me the ability to also adjust my saturation, which is absolutely incredible. I love doing that. And so if you guys know me, then like obviously HDR has always been like a major thing for me. I love HDR. I got in here into Windows, I set it all up, I set the whole freaking, you know, I went through the whole Windows, you know, HDR thing. I let it set it up, and man, this monitor looks absolutely pristine. I did the same thing with the LG C2. They both look incredible. Obviously the C2 is going to get much brighter because it has a higher overall nit rate than what the monitor does. I think the monitor tops out at like 580 or something, almost 600. When I was setting it up, it was about 600, where this is like 11 for the TV. So obviously you're getting some disparity there, but overall, like, it still didn't look bad. Like the monitor gets bright enough to where you're like, oh yeah, that looks very, very good. I mean, this isn't one of those new what is it, like QD OLEDs or whatever, those like ones that get like super bright, but it is bright enough to where I'm like, okay, that's really good. I've never really been like the whole, you know, super bright and super dark, you know, kind of HDR guy. I'm more into like the higher color gamut. That to me actually looks better. I like that a lot more. So at the end of the day, this monitor is actually pretty perfect for me and what I need. And when I'm playing my racing games, you know, getting down onto some WRC, having like the, you know, the cockpit view, how it shows so much extra space on each side of the car. That is cool. I like that. I'm going to be getting you guys some videos like that. I already put up one for Forza Motorsport today, so I will do my best to get you guys some more videos of this monitor going forward, because I really like it, and I do. I don't regret picking this up at all. Like, this is pretty cool. Like, I really do like this monitor. I think it's absolutely incredible. So all right, my friends, I definitely think it's worth the money. There'll be a link in the description for Amazon. They're actually, I think it was like $999 on Amazon right now. I actually got this at Best Buy for $10.99. Already talked to Best Buy. I'm gonna get my $100 back. So yeah, that's awesome. So all right guys, if you like this content, Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.